According to the Bible, a good person's words will benefit many people. A good person will never fail and will always be remembered. The Bible says that everything that happens in this world happens at the time God chooses. He sets the time for birth and the time for death. My uncle died on a Friday, just like today. At approximately 7:05 a.m., he was surrounded by his wife, his children, and his siblings. He died of cancer after a spirited fight. When he died, the sun was rising just like this one. A part of me feels it symbolizes his soul rising to heaven. One thing I know for sure is that although he's gone, he will never be forgotten.
Onowu of Julius A. He was my classmate in Lagos when we were at the Advanced Teachers College. We were in the college, we were classmates doing the same program. We were actually the pioneers of the Federal Advanced Teachers College, now a part of the University of Lagos, UNILAG. And it was a very nice time. I remember that time. We used to be friends with everybody. You can't mistake him. You just couldn't mistake him. Anytime we had a gathering, everybody was there. We were all so happy. We had no problems. Everybody was cheerful because our class was it was a group of very elated people that are very intelligent from different parts of Nigeria. Because we were government students, sponsored by the federal government. And so we went through our 3 years college of education, became the highest qualified teachers for high schools in Nigeria, just before the war. That was when I met him. He used to be regal, very, very nice, used to talk to people nicely. If you had any problem, you would all talk about it together. Helpful. He was a friend. He was a real good friend to me and to everybody. All of us, women and men, we were all together. We were all cheerful. Everybody was together. There was nothing like tribalism then.
Education was very important to Dr. Julius A, because when we met, not only did we talk about education, but it was at a time when there was war raging in Nigeria. The civil war was really causing so much trauma, both to him and all Nigerians who were involved in that particular period. But clearly, his focus after the war was to make sure that as many people as possible came to the United States to study, and he sponsored them himself.
My most memorable moment with Onowu was at my wedding. I was actually taking on a bride who was not Igbo, so my in-laws, she's from the Caribbean, my in-laws were Caribbeans, and there were quite a few other Americans, and Onowu had agreed to travel the distance to Whippany to do the Kolano consecration at my wedding. And he didn't just show up to do that, he took the time to explain to my non-Igbo in-laws and to the other Americans in attendance what it meant and what it was all about. I remember him engaging my father-in-law for, I would say, maybe 45 minutes and explain the Igbo culture to him in such a way that I didn't even understand it before he explained it.
The impact is that, he was a peaceful person. In this day and time, the way our community is today, we do not have that person that always listen and try to make peace in our community. I have not seen anybody, and I don't know if anybody would, be able to, just bring peace in our community. I don't think anybody would, really, replace him. So we have lost someone so dear, so important to us. You know, he impacted the community because when he attended every function that you have. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter where you're from, whether you're Imo, Anambra, wherever you came from, you invited him, he came. He made an impact. He's someone, you know, that will come into your party, you know, and if things are not going well, he would fix it. He would just get up and fix it.
I would say that Onowu is an icon. Onowu became the exemplary human being that you want to meet. Onowu has humility. Onowu has integrity. Onowu has patience. Onowu has love. Onowu has everything that you will want in a human being. If anything is happening between you and anybody that will bring friction, Onowu will say, in Igbo, he will say, why. In English, it's take it easy. Easy. That Onowu will say, why. It will be fine. Onowu do not want anything that will cause any type of fighting. Onowu believes in Igbo Community. That's one thing that gives him happiness, to see that Igbo people are together. And I remember Onowu at the time, in the 80s, in the 70s, when there wasn't any association at all. Onowu would go house to house. If any Nigerian got sick, if any Nigerian died at that time, he would be going from door to door requesting and asking people to contribute whatever they can so that dead person corpse will be taken to their family. And he made sure that all this association that is going on today, that he was, in fact, he was the one that brought about the Anambra Enugu Association. Starting that association erupted from him asking everybody to come together as a union, as a united Nigerians, so that we can be a family. And that has been Onowu's legacy, and I knew Onowu with that.
In my view, Onowu's impact on the Igbo community in diaspora is actually more personal than that, because my late brother, Simon, when I was in Chicago, was in New Jersey, and he had sickle cell and was quite often very sick. And Onowu owned a lot of properties, was very stabilized, and was extremely helpful to him. He actually was his tenant, my brother was his tenant, and would go months, sometimes I think at some point he went close to a year without paying him any rent because he wasn't working. And not only did Onowu understand it, but he even at sometimes would help him out, giving him things to help sustain him. And when he did find a job, he gave him a car and gave him a very liberal payment plan for the car, which helped get him back on his feet. So his impact on the society, on the Igbo community in New Jersey in particular, cannot even be measured, because when I look through the community, whoever is running around today puffing their chest and wanting to be called all kinds of names, when I look back to the 80s, I see the helping hand that was extended to them by Onowu that got them to wherever they are today.
Amambebe gebido alibie Onowu opopo na this community Kenya yinsobu. Makana Onowu provide like engineer anchor, friendship, mentor, a shoulder to lay down your head, thoughtfulness, thoroughness, sincerity. Getting okay, if I get miss no one or rare in man of fife buifen Cassiobi, no one or rare now, Onowu in his life did not leave anybody in doubt about if me fedianga. Eba ge miss Canary Abonesieni. Maka onwe kuku gardinesieni. Nyawa he will come with wisdom and strength. He never really raised his voice. He was very calm and very effective. Seasoned reasoner. He can think through multiple issues at the same time. Ogabo no noria if di chedenia no if di chedenia mana course na no wakai no ne we will continue to make progress and then remember him so no no ne back di for gelo makia I know yo Konya his family and his friends, the ability to move on and remember him for the things he stood for and the things he stood against. Because then we are choron peto at all. He didn't go along to get along, but he's kind of person.
Boy. And what I would do is I would use my experiences with him in describing him. In 1996, I worked for Tony Waka when I got admitted to the New Jersey bar. I think it was in 96. And the first case he sent me out was to represent Oga Julius, who called him at his Orange Municipal Court. And I got there, of course, first appearance in court, I hardly knew what I was doing. Judge Booker asked me to enter my appearance. I said, counsel. And, Onowu asked me to, when the case progressed, it was a landlord-tenant case, and at some point he asked me to object. And he was saying these things in Igbo, and I said, objection. And Judge Booker said, what is the reason for objection, counsel? Then I turned to Onowu, why we object? And he said, well, you are a lawyer. He said, you are a lawyer. So, and we were speaking this in Igbo. So Judge Booker asked me, counsel, what is your client saying? I said, well, Your Honor, you said the evidence will be prejudicial. And Judge Booker said, oh, is that bad? So anyway, we went along, and of course, at the end of the case, Judge Booker ruled against us. So Onowu patted me on the shoulder. I said, Charlie, don't worry, you get a hang of it. And of course, I honestly believe that the reason why we lost was not because of my poor performance. It may very well have been. But the point of the matter is that the stride in which he took it and the other subsequent events that we did and the role he played, he was the ultimate consolidator. His level of humility, with all his accomplishments, one of his kinsmen, Julius A, who was my classmate, that we all came in here in '82 at the same time, at least. As a matter of fact, I placed that meeting before '85 because in '82 we used to visit him and his wife in East Orange where they lived with Francis at the time. So and that environment was almost like what I call the Ellis Island of the Igbo community. I mean, it was a melting pot. We came there, we felt comfortable. We ate. Now it's not now that you can go anywhere and buy traditional Nigerian food, and it was a home for most of us. So he will be sorely missed.
One of my most memorable moments with Onowu was it's difficult to pinpoint exactly what memories because there are so many of them. But I will start from the first time I met him in 1978. My journey to Ivy Hill Apartments, how he helped me secured an apartment through Ifeoma Ibwele, Mrs. Mezue. My recording of one of the most events that I'll never forget is at Edaro Abagana in 1980. 1990 or 89. We were both in Abagana videotaping the Edaro Festival, and some individuals came to us and said some of the Boko Abagana will make our video recording not appear, that it would, it would disappear. Then Onowu said, Emeka, don't even pay attention to them. Let's stay where we are and do our recording. Then Wuli Zoba showed up, and then Okeonyoke, all the folks from New Jersey. We're all having a good time at Edaro Abagana. That's one of the most memorable moments I'll never forget. The other one was my wedding. The roles he played in my wedding, the speeches he made, and numerous other weddings he chaired with his wife. The other one that strikes the mind is Ezienyi Affairs. He was one of the characters, one of the leaders, the core advisor, the wise man we had in Ezienyi. He will always advise, and nobody disputes his advice. Sometimes I may interject and say, hey, no, let's correct this a little bit. But his advice is always very well appreciated, and it's one of the reasons Ezienyi members are very, very shocked and worried about a replacement. There's no replacement. He's irreplaceable in Ezienyi group. His advice and leadership was one of the reasons Ezienyi stood where they are today.
What I would miss about Onowu is his company. Really, when we talk about knowing somebody, it's not something very specific, especially in this case. Somebody that you get together and you can discuss things, and you can play, eat, drink, and it's just very natural living together with somebody. It's a person you can meet, and that's really what I would miss, is that contact, that association that we used to have.
What I miss the most about Onowu, I will miss a lot about Onowu. It depends on what. There's almost no occasion where I don't find something to miss about Onowu. Even we come together to do whatever, one gathering, I start with the breaking of the colonels. For one reason or another, everybody will give way for him to do it, even if they don't think he's the right person to do it, but just the way he will do it, people will like him to do it. I miss the fact that Onowu was a flamboyant man. There's no doubt as to when he comes into a gathering, he makes it known that he has come in. Our others will make it known that Onowu has come in. He has a special way of dressing, and all go together to making the man that he is. He makes you know he's there. He likes nice things. His stand on issues are not questionable. He makes it known, always in a simple way. Onowu had a way of, certain things I miss, his way of looking at a very bad situation. He has a way of saying, no problem. Where even in the most things that are so painful, difficult, things that people will be wondering what they will do, how they will handle, Onowu will tell you, no problem. Those ways, those things, those times when we normally have look around to see Onowu, the fact that we won't see him makes me know that Onowu is no more. I miss him.
He profoundly, positively impacted on Igbo community in New Jersey and diaspora at large. He was a man of the people, humble, hardworking, respectful, helpful, and always there to touch us, all of us. We will miss him. And I don't think, in my own humble opinion, we have somebody like Onowu or somebody else could replace Onowu in this New Jersey. He has left something that I don't think could be replicated or duplicated. And that is love. Being your brothers and your sisters' keeper. Going that extra mile to help anybody. These are the two most important legacy he left. He's taught us to be very helpful, to help our brothers keeper, to be our brothers and sisters keeper, and do just what is right.
If ọzọ m ga-ekwudebe bụ maka ezinụlọ Onowu, ezinụlọ Onowu, ezinụlọ ya riri nne. Biko anyị na-ayọ Chineke ka ọ gbaa unu ume, ka ọ gbaa unu ume, malụ na nyezizeta onye enye aka ogbokọba unu, nye unu ume, gozie unu continue. Nyanwa ebe ọ nọ, ọlụ ya anyị abụrụ Chineke. Ọ lụsịrị ọlụ ya ọfụma, ọ lụrụ ọlụ lụṅa mana ife a na-asị bụ na ọ ka nụkwu ka ọ fụba ka ifulie dị, mana anyị abụrụ Chineke na Chineke akpọlụ gị na ya ka onye everlasting peace which he deserves. And alone Chukwu ga-gozie unu cha niile dị n'ezinụlọ a, gozie ndị niile ọ touch. He touched a lot of lives, and we pray for everybody. Thank you.
We believe Jesus died and rose again. And so we believe God will take back with Jesus all those who died believing in him. My uncle, Onowu, was a believer.
Actually, I can't be a man. I never know. If I can't onye mudo nyemo nyamefanya onye kwali ngwongwa ebi ebi ya na ogodo nwe aujesu osna mo kole kwezi na wesu ya ike na mo mo kweta si ike na wesu ro mi ike na emele ike nje wuru mma no katakwa John Chineke. Young Yambara. And my grandmother, when I was like a Zuno, Obu was there. Don't say a Zuno. Because why believe it? I don't know. I work on one young. Yeah. I know. I will also. If I can tell my will also let check. Will also no check. Ulofu n'omume hụ nwaanyị n'anya nwere nwaanyị ahụ dị n'udo oke ọnwụ bụ onye ndị nke nwe nye ndị ka ebe onye ọzọ na-achọrọ n'ụwa anyị si Chineke bụ isi etu ala aga esi etu ala aga anyị nwere nsogbu mbọsị ikpeazụ ka anyị napụtekwa ya na onye ọkacha mma bụ na mbọsị ikpeazụ na anyị napụtere
Release the chains in